This is getting one take and one take only. Um, if someone, where do I start? Should I start from the beginning? Hi, my name's Joshua Oween. Many of you know me as Joshua Ajax. I have a lot of mental health issues. There's a couple Bible quotes that I try to live by is all shall end. All things shall end. And a star must burn in order to shine, for God is made of fire. I was born with neurological indifferences, neurochemical imbalances, as much as the autism spectrum and potential personality disorders. I have Tourette's syndrome. I have ADHD, very acute. And I try to be a relatively decent individual despite my static in my brain and the fog in my head. Mental health is a really, really serious issue in our country right now. I want to talk about things that aren't politics, that are human, because I speak a lot on human behavior and humanity, and I use that reverse psychology in other people, but God forbid if it comes to myself, I get defensive. And this morning, I had two mental health professionals knock on my doorstep and fucking bully me into a manic state because someone in their mental health circles said some bullshit that wasn't even true. So I had mental health professionals make an ass out of you and me and assume I did something and verbally attack me on my doorstep and shame me for every session I had with them for 2.5 years. And, you know, you guys usually see me on camera. I'm pretty silly and giddy, but right now I'm a little, wow. That wasn't even an hour ago. It happened to me. I had my own mental health professionals come here and be very unprofessional. And I should sue them for defamation, but I ain't no rat. Should have probably recorded it and posted it on YouTube. Yet I'm not gonna. I ain't no snitch. But I could speak my mind and you could choose to believe me or not. And that's the power of free speech. Mental health is it's kind of treated like a joke. Especially now, like they say in 2025, oh, mental health is better than ever. I mean, the medicine may be. The treatment's not. The treatment's no different than it was in 2001 when I got diagnosed. It was treated as a guinea pig for 15 years on medication. And as soon as I was done being a Make-A-Wish kid, the doctors put me on extra medication and then threw me in residential treatment facilities because I had no impulse control and I was fat. 325 pounds on average for 10 years because of Depakote, because of clonazepam, because of clonidine, because of all these other things mixed together, 16, 17 pills a day. There was a point I was taking over 20 in residential. Boost pills, Xanax, break an arm, get some Vicodin. I would know. I have no bones in my wrists, just a metal plate. I've seen crime. I've seen hell. I have my own trauma and my own shit. Not just up here, but the exterior in this world as well. Everyone does. And the moment a certain mental health professional can shame that, well, it's either break or burn. But I refuse to break. In every culture, alcohol is the truth elixir. You see someone's true colors on alcohol. I'll clean it up later. In February this year, my uncle hung himself in prison. My Uncle Adam. He had schizoaffective and bipolar disorder. And like me, he was also an alcoholic. But his didn't help his. Mine, I don't numb it out. I can, like, still feel on it. Yeah, it's a depressant. It's an antidepressant and a depressant all at once. But it's, I could function at 1 or 2 drinks a day. I don't need more than that. My Uncle Adam, he would drink, like, bottles of gin a night. Bottles of vodka a night. Everclear would be gone by morning. Everyone on my dad's side has a vice. I really never have. I mean, alcohol is one thing. I picked it up at 16 years old. Guess that's where my struggles lie in vices, but I've never really been a drug addict. I mean, I have a past with drug history on my record, and I'm not secretive of that. I've had 2 probation violations from being spun out in public. I have criminal trespassing and that's it. I'm a pretty petty motherfucker when it comes to legalities, of course, on the surface. And then in my head, it's like heavy. There's most days I wake up with rage. Like the moment I wake up, sometimes it's rage. Sometimes it's an undescribable pain, like a sorrow you can't put your finger on. Like an undescribable sorrow. There's days I wake up wanting to self-harm, like putting box cutters up to my face and slitting my face. And I haven't done that in like 5+ years, half a decade. I don't know if you can see, I have a couple nicks under my eye here from them years ago. I'm not an arm cutter, I'm a face cutter, including myself. I'm good to make a wish thing. I guess we'll go back my history. So I had a pretty normal, like 6 years childhood. My first 6 years were kind of nice. I was abused by one of my friends who was on the bus with me, who was also my age. She was a girl. Her father was an alcoholic who was hurting her. And, you know, we were like 6 and 7 years old. She would take it out on me without even noticing it. And that went on twice a day, sometimes 4 times a day, every day for 2 years. My teachers and my bus driver knew. My principal knew. No one told my parents. No one told me it was wrong. No one told me that I was being hurt. They just treated it as 2 kids being curious because a girl did it to a boy. Double standards rock, right? I was 6-year-old and I did that to a woman. You know me. Any man would be in juvenile hall at 6 years old over that. And I have been to those places, and I have seen kids 8 years old in residentials, in juveniles, in Braxis, in Kids Peace. I've seen kids younger. In the 2000s, you're a kid with mental health issues. I mean, you're a guinea pig for the big pharma industry. You were basically a slave. And if you're a mental health individual, like someone with illness like me now, 28, 25, 30, well, you were part of the American Ultra program. You know, they'll peep kids up on all these different experimental medications, different vaccines, and we wonder why we're all regulated as adults and we're all fucking politically retarded. That's why. That's one of the reasons, too. It's another variable, but we're not getting into that. We're not getting into society. We're getting into me. Quit deflecting, Josh. When I was 12, I had rheumatic fever that infected my throat and my spine, and it ran to the back right of my angular jars in my brain, and it affected my neurological movement, my immune system, And ultimately my body gave out over a catatonic stage of dyskinesia that would never end because my immune system was shocking the top of my spine to my brain. And unlike a normal seizure, you're awake for it. It's called Sinham's chorea, aka St. Vitus dance. Sinham's chorea. And chorea is spelled different. It's spelled S-Y-N-H-A-M apostrophe S-C-H-O-R-E-A-H. It's an African disease. That's where it was named, St. Vitus dance, Ethiopia. It's really rare in the United States. Actually, it's a 1 in 3 billionth chance of getting it, meaning you have more likely of a chance surviving 3 strikes of lightning and a plane crash in your lifetime than ever catching it. It is incredibly deadly. You wake up, or the moment you wake up, it's the moment you go to bed. It's like that. Catatonic fingers biting off the tongue, licking your lips. Can't stop. Muscles tearing, bones fracturing. Awake, just eyes. And then afterwards, after you're just done dying twice for 61 seconds, they give you so many meds that kill your impulses for 8 fucking years. And everyone treats you like, you're not sick anymore. You're fucking crazy. 28 crisis centers and 3 residentials over the course of 8 years. Jail ain't shit. Legally can't discuss some things that happen in some of those places. But I could say I know where some of those people's cells still are. I know where they sleep despite them being in prison. Dogs get put down. Men go to jail. And then afterward, 17 years old, I come back to and understand before I went into these residentials, I had a flip phone. Obama just became president. Black Ops 2 and Modern Warfare 3 just came out. Like, that's the era that my whole teenagehood was sold away. That I got sick, and then immediately after, I'm thrown away. Like, you know, garbage juice. Not even the garbage, the juice of it. You know, the extract of the sponges of scum. "17 years old, came back to a world that was really politically driven, to touch phones. I didn't even have an iPod as a kid. I had an iPod, and I didn't even have an iPhone. I had an LG Neon 2. And if you don't know what that is, that was a slide phone PDA. I had a PDA in middle school. 8th grade, I had a fucking PDA. I came out to the iPhone 5. There was a big gap in technology and society and politics that I did not understand at 17. That I was really driven by a lot of my emotions and a lot of my political views at 17. And I was led by a lot of my own hate, too. Greatest leaders learn from their own greatest failures, right? My greatest failure is my own wrath and my own lust. At least I'll admit that. Being on the spectrum doesn't make it easier. Doesn't make it impossible to stop either. You just run on a different computing system than everybody else. I don't expect to be perfect. Just because I have the same name as him doesn't mean I am fucking Jesus. I'm not Yahshua. Not that Yahshua, at least. I'm my own. I'm my own thing. I'm my own human being. No different than anybody else. Just the worst part of it is when people tell you you're childish without understanding the pain you're surrounded. People telling you that you're fucking crazy without understanding the shit you've witnessed. and people telling you that you're demented without understanding the blood that's been around you before it was on your hands. Society is now run more by judgment. Mental health professionals run by their fucking balls than their brains. They follow books instead of following their own instincts. They rather be audacious and pull something out of the DSM-5 and tell me, oh, well, you're this or that, and give me a label and tell me it's my autism, it's my BPD, it's my bipolar. It's none of them. It's the autism. It's the BPD. It's the bipolar. It's not mine. Many people have it. It doesn't make it my own. It's not a trademark. The fuck? You know how doctors talk to you? You have autism, not you have the autism. There's no the in front of these mental health words. So thus, they're just labeling you no different than a Jew with a number, no different than a slave in the field. Like my ancestors. And just because I'm white doesn't mean I don't. My Irish ancestors worked opium fields, motherfucker. If y'all get reparations, I'm getting them too. Anyway. My life really is, it's chaotic, fast-paced, but I love my life. I love my last few years alive since I've gotten sober and off drugs. Since I got rid of all the hoes that I was running with. Since me and my crew got fucking clean, got our heads right. Got our businesses back up. Got our homes together, got our pets back, got our kids back. I mean, I don't got kids, but I have a good circle around me. I have a great support system. And even though my father is a fucking retard, my mother is a good support system, despite the rest of my family not really giving too many shits. And Uncle Adam, I know he isn't here anymore, but I believed you. I was the only one who believed you. You weren't crazy. My Uncle Adam might have been schizophrenic. He was schizoaffective, but he wasn't nuts. He was just hurt. And at the age where he kind of went crazy, now 28. And even though I don't have doubt, I have worry. I don't have self-doubt. I got self-worry. That my mental health will get so bad that I won't recognize what I'm doing. I'm not no wet brain. Shit, I had an IQ 155. Why do I waste it, right? Why do I waste it on drinking? So I could feel. Because the neurologic issue I had as a kid killed all my pain reception. I don't feel the shock to my brain. I just feel the touch. I can pop my thumb in and out of place and not feel a thing. I have a dislocated shoulder right now, and all I felt was fluid move the other day and didn't notice that. I can't even lift my arm all the way up. I don't drink to numb like I used to at like 16 to 19. I drink to feel. And it's a very sadder way to drink, actually. Like, a lot of people drink to numb their abuse, the rapes they've been through, the beatings they got. Me, it's the opposite. I drink to reflect on life. But what I'm feeling now and what I felt recently, and just let it out. Like some people do with mushrooms, I guess I just do with 1 or 2 beers. Because I realize I don't need hallucinogens and stimulants to feel good about myself. All I need is a little weed and alcohol, you know, and as long as it's got a moderation, that's fine. But I'm just sick of being treated like a slave in the system than being treated like a human being by mental health professionals. And You know, when I'm wrong, I own up. I'll look at someone in the eye and tell them, yo, I know I fucked up. I know I was an angry asshole the other day and I called you this and that. And if I get a knock in the fucking face for it and a heart check, then so be it. At least I look motherfuckers in the eye and tell them I was wrong. But I could look a motherfucker in the eye and tell them I was right too. I'm not delusional, I'm just... like Uncle Adam, I'm just hurt and lost. But I'm not delusional. I'm not a maniac, and I'm not insane. I just have a different computing system mentally than everybody else. That's autism, man. You know, the Asperger side of it, with everything umbrellaed on top. The other, like, 14 issues I got with the neurologic, with my physical health, with the tumor in my right lymph node. Caught it before it turned into cancer, but... Right in here is all fucking lumped. That's why I coughed the way I do when I smoke pot. And, I guess I just want to leave this as a, I grew up around a lot of death. By the time I was 19, I was at 20 funerals. So it's become a normal thing to me. It's just... I don't know, am I afraid to die? Am I afraid? Yes and no. I'm not afraid of death itself. I'm afraid of fading. I'm afraid of not being remembered for the good I've done, for the help that I've given, and for the beautiful things my dark mind has crafted and gifted others with. My faith keeps me strong. I just don't want to be forgotten here. I refuse to be. God has a purpose for me. A strong one. And I will follow through. For the greatest shepherds lose and fail the most. And learn from it. And don't dwell on it. That being said, be good to yourself. If you're a mental health worker, be good to your clientele. Don't go after them over their wrongs or something that happened last week that you might assume with other workers that they might have done. That may not be true. There's a lot of mental health segregation. And there's a lot of people in mental health who just like to make us look crazy because the taxpayers get $1 off us in crisis or in a cell. You know how much someone in our jail here makes a day? $1,000 an inmate. Used to be. You know how much it is now? $1,500, $1,800. In crisis centers, the insurance get more than that. They get like $3,000 per person. You think human trafficking is down in Mexico? You guys are fucking stupid. I love y'all. And I hope this video can help someone